Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn Turkish the Easy Way channel. This is another lesson on random topics, and you probably, if those people who are following my channel already know that we have random lessons and we have grammar lessons, right, that are usually streamed live. So today's topic that I chose for you is the issue of auxiliary question words m, me, mu, mu, and I want to discuss their role in this establishing questions and how having them in different parts of the sentences changes the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so let's go to our work pad and see what the topic is all about. Now, before we start, again, just as kind of a short announcement that this is our Telegram channel. If you want to get notifications about the live lessons or any kind of if you want to be involved in some discussions on Turkish language, this is our channel. You can find this on Telegram and just join for further announcements. Now, let's now look at the regular structure of the question or interrogative sentences in Turkish language. What is the kind of regular way? We always have these question words, right? M, me, mu, mu. For example, these ones here, right? Usually at the end. And regardless of the tense, regardless of the person, whether it might be first person singular, it might be second person plural, it doesn't matter. So regardless of tense and regardless of the person, we usually have this question words mu, me, mu, mu at the end, where we adjust for the person accordingly, right? So look at this, for example, 4 sentences here as examples. The first sentence here, seni görmüyor mu, right? Isn't he, she seeing you? That is a negative interrogative sentence, right? Negative interrogative sentence for present continuous tense. And therefore, it is what? We normally have what? We have either interrogative sentence or negative interrogative sentence, right? Where we can use mu, me, mu, mu question words. So here it is example of negative interrogative sentence for present continuous tense. The second example that you see here, bana araba alacak mısın, is future tense, right? It is second person singular you. Will you buy? Will you buy alacak mısın me a car? So this is interrogative for future tense. Interrogative sentence for future tense. Okay. Look at the third sentence here. Bizi gördüler mi? We have again me at the end, right? But this is now past tense. This is interrogative sentence for the past tense, and of course this is plural, right? Third person plural, they, as an example here. And the last sentence that you see here is seni tanımamışlar mı? It's again third person plural, right? Negative interrogative for reported past tense. Seni tanımamışlar mı? Didn't they recognize you? Okay. So you see, in these examples, we have 4 different tenses. Present continuous tense, right? We have future tense, we have past tense, and we have reported past tense with variations of person, right? You have you, they, he, she, but also variation of interrogative versus negative interrogative. So this is basically the potential combinations you may have, right? So what do in these regular sentences, in this regular interrogative or negative interrogative sentences, you have these question words, auxiliary question words, me, mu, mu, at the end. Okay, you see, they're always at the end, following the verb. So görmüyor mu, right? Görmüyor muyuz? Alacak mısınız? Alacaklar mı? Yaptılar mı? Yapacaklar mı? Yapmayacaklar mı? Tanımamışlar mı? Right? Tanımışlar mı? Tanımış mısınız? And so on. So you see, this me, mu are always at the end, following the main verb of the sentence. That is the regularity. That's what is regular about the Turkish sentences. Now, what happens if we change the place of these words, of these question words, me, mu, mu? Okay, I will go over the examples, of course, to make it clearer. and discuss it kind of more appropriately. So let's take this second sentence, okay? Let's take the second sentence and work on it. Okay, let me just bring it for you. So this sentence, bana araba alacak mısın, means what? Will you buy me a car, right? And alacak mısın here is will you buy. Now in the first sentence, what we have here, the question here is all about the verb, you see. Therefore that mı, right, is placed after the verb, which means that this question targets what? It targets the verb itself, which means I'm interested here in knowing whether you will you will buy it or you will not buy it. Okay, so when you place the question word mı, mi, mu, mu after the verb, which is quite a regular way, right? Quite most common way, and most frequently used way, then you are interested in the verb itself, whether in this case, for example, whether you will buy it or not. Okay, now when we switch that mısın, right, to and place it after araba here in the second sentence, okay, here now we have mı after araba, okay, which means we transformed it, we changed the place of mı and put it after araba. Of course, when we put it after araba, we don't have the personal ending anymore. The personal ending was after the verb, right? Mısın, this sın here is the personal ending, which comes after the verb. If you don't place this question word mı after the verb and put it after, let's say, araba, we don't have the personal ending. Personal ending is here, you see. It is staying with the verb. Now, alacak mısın becomes alacaksın, which is affirmative form of almak, right? Alacaksın, and therefore personal ending is here sın. But what changed is the place of mı here. Now, when you express your sentence like this, bana araba mı alacaksın? Now, the meaning has changed. What is the meaning of the sentence now? The meaning here is now I am wondering whether you are going to buy me a car or something else. Okay, so my interest now is not in the verb almak anymore. It's not in the verb buying anymore, because now I'm assuming that you will buy something anyway, but I'm not sure whether you are going to buy a car or something else, and therefore my mı here, the function of mı here, the function of placing this mı after araba mı is to wonder whether it will be a car or something else. So bana araba alacak mısın means I'm wondering whether you are going to buy or you are not going to buy. But if you say bana araba mı alacaksın, now the wondering changes from what? From the verb to what are you going to buy for me? Is it going to be a car or something else? Okay, so bana araba mı alacaksın? Now you see even intonation changes the place. Here in the first one you say bana araba alacak mısın? You see the intonation, but in the second one you say bana araba mı alacaksın? You see the emphasis here now is on the car, on araba. Bana araba mı alacaksın? I am wondering whether you are going to buy a car for me or something else, maybe a house, right? Bana araba mı alacaksın? Yoksa ev or a house. So here, when we place the question word mı after araba, we are wondering, or our interrogation here is about what exactly are you going to buy? Araba mı or something else? Okay. What about placing mı after bana mı? Now when we shift this mı and put it after bana mı, now we again change the meaning of the sentence. Here our wondering is, are you going, we already know you're buying something, right? We already know that you're buying a car, okay, but we are not sure whether you're buying it for me or somebody else, okay? Therefore, when we place this mı after bana mı, it means, are you buying the car for me or somebody else, okay? That is the purpose here of putting mı after bana. Okay, so all these three sentences, okay, all these three sentences are grammatically correct. There is no problem with this. and the only difference is in our intonation and in terms of what we are wondering here, what we are asking here. Okay, in the first sentence, bana araba alacak mısın is I'm still not sure whether you are going to buy the car or not. So therefore my wondering here is the verb, are you going to buy or not. Bana araba mı alacaksın, here our wondering is whether you are going to buy a car for me or something else. And in the third sentence, bana mı araba alacaksın is our wondering is whether you are buying a car for me or somebody else. Okay, so you see three, and by the way, you can have longer sentences and still change the places of this m, right? That's how you basically expand it. Okay, you change the meaning, and of course you also change the intonation. Okay, bana araba alacak mısın becomes bana araba mı alacaksın, and then it becomes bana mı araba alacaksın. Okay, now two things we have to keep in mind when we change the order here, when we place this question words mı, mi, mu, mu in different parts of the sentence. Two things to keep in mind. The first one is what? The first one is that when you shift this mı, mi, mu to other parts, you have to forget about this kind of a question word anymore. We don't have mısın anymore, right? This mısın is gone already, so you have to put it in the affirmative form. The verb now has to be in the affirmative form. Okay, it doesn't become alacak mısın but alacaksın. So because why? Because the question word is shifted. Now we don't have mısın, we have mı alacaksın. Therefore first you have to make the question affirmative. Okay, make the verb affirmative or negative. It can be affirmative or negative, just okay. You can also say bana araba almayacak mısın becomes what? Bana araba mı almayacaksın. Okay, so affirmative or negative depending on whether it was interrogative or negative interrogative. And second is the thing that we have to do what is that you have also to adjust this mı, mi, mu, mu according to vowel harmony. Okay, for example, araba here requires mı, but ev, for example, will require mi. Okay, bana ev mi alacaksın? Bana araba mı alacaksın? Here it requires, you see, mı. But if you say ev mi, ev, now it becomes mi. Okay, so you also have to adjust this mı, mi, mu, mu as you shift them to other places of the sentences according to the vowel harmony. Or, for example, you can also say what? Let me just undo it. You can also say, for example, are you going to buy odun? Odun is wood, right? Wood. Bana odun mu alacaksın. You see, now it becomes mu. So whenever you shift this mu across the sentence, you have to adjust also this mu, mi, mu, mu according to the vowel harmony. So let me undo this, okay, and write it here. Adjust question words, right? Question words according to vowel harmony. In different parts of the sentences, they will be different. Okay, it may be mı transformed to mi, or to mu, or to mu, and so on. Okay, so don't forget when we shift this. Don't forget these two rules. Let's look now at another sentence. For example, just a second here. Okay, let's look at this one. Yarın okula gitmeyecek misin? Okay, yarın okula gitmeyecek misin? Won't we go? So gitmeyecek miyiz? Sorry, gitmeyecek miyiz? Won't we go to school tomorrow? We have three words here. We have verb, we have okula, and we have yarın, right? Therefore, we can shift this according to different places. So yarın okula gitmeyecek miyiz? Here we are wondering whether we are not going to go to school tomorrow. So we are still wondering the verb itself. Aren't we going to go, or aren't we going to go? Okay. Well, when you say it's me here, you say gitmeyecek miyiz, it's me here. This question word is me here. And when we take it away from that place and shift it here to yarın okula mı gitmeyeceğiz, this means that are we not going to go to the school tomorrow? Okay, so here we are wondering whether it's the school or something, some other place that we are not going to go tomorrow. Okay, yarın okula mı gitmeyeceğiz? And you see the intonation also changes. Yarın okula mı gitmeyeceğiz? It means I'm wondering whether we are not going to go to the school tomorrow or maybe to work tomorrow, right? So here my question is about this object here. Is it school or something else to which we are not going to go tomorrow? And then the third example here, yarın mı okula gitmeyeceğiz, which means now I'm wondering whether it's tomorrow or some other day that we are not going to go to school, okay? Yarın mı okula gitmeyeceğiz? This means, is it tomorrow or some other day that we are not going to school, okay? Yarın mı okula gitmeyeceğiz? And again, intonation also changed the place, you see? And also you see, we don't have a me, it's mı, right? So this second rule also adjust. And the first one is here what? Gitmeyecek miyiz becomes gitmeyeceğiz. It became just negative. Here it was negative interrogative, right? Gitmeyecek miyiz? Now it becomes gitmeyeceğiz. It becomes just negative. So question part goes away. We are just left with the negative part and the person, right? Gitmeyeceğiz is. So person and the verb itself is left here. What changes the place is only the question word me, which goes to these places and this place, okay? Let's look at another example. Let me go here. Beni özledin mi? Did you miss me? Okay, so beni özledin mi means I'm wondering whether you missed me or not. But when you say beni mi özledin, now it becomes whether you missed me or somebody else. Okay, and again, özledin mi becomes just özledin, right? No question word anymore. And me stays as me because vowel harmony doesn't change here. Özledin requires me and beni requires me. So when we change the place of me here and put it after beni mi, now everything stays the same. Me is just staying the same as me. Okay, beni özledin mi? Did you miss me? Beni mi özledin? Is it me that you missed or somebody else? That's the meaning here. Beni mi özledin? Okay, so let's now look at another sentence. Bugün işe gidecek misiniz? Will you go to work today? It's plural, right? Second person plural. Will you go to work today? Bugün işe gidecek misiniz? Here in the first sentence, I'm wondering whether you are going to go to school, so to work, or not. So here I'm wondering about the verb, the action itself. In the second example, bugün işe mi gideceksiniz? I'm asking whether you're going to work today or some other place. Okay? Bugün işe mi gideceksiniz? Yoksa okula mı? Or to school. So I already know that you will go somewhere, right? Gideceksiniz, but I'm not sure where. Therefore I'm asking, bugün işe mi gideceksiniz? Are you going to work today? And the third one, bugün mi işe gideceksiniz? That means I already know that you are going to work, yes, but I'm not sure whether it will be today or tomorrow or some other day. That's why I'm trying to clarify. Bugün mi işe gideceksiniz? Okay? So you see, when we shift this mı, mi, mu, mu to other places, we are actually trying to clarify something. In the first example, we clarified the verb action itself. In the second example, we are trying to clarify whether it's a work or school or some other place. In the third one, we are trying to clarify the time. Is it today or tomorrow, and so on and so on. And again, pay attention to the fact that gidecek misiniz becomes gideceksiniz, right? There is no question anymore. And also me, this me has shifted to işe mi without any change. It's still me here, but when it comes after bugün, it becomes mü. Okay, now we have bugün mü, not me, but bugün mü, because bugün requires mü after itself because of the vowel harmony. Bugün mi işe gideceksiniz? Okay, let's look at another example. Beni hiç sevmiyor musun? The negative ones are with the capital letter, by the way. Negative ones, I just keep it with the capital letter, negative suffixes for you. So bugün beni hiç sevmiyor musun? Don't you love me at all? Okay, here in the first sentence, I'm wondering about whether you really love me or not. Okay, so it's about the action verb. In the second one, beni hiç mi sevmiyorsun? Now I'm trying to clarify whether it is really at all or a little or how much. Okay, beni hiç mi sevmiyorsun? Don't you love me at all or a little? How much do you don't love me? Okay, I'm trying to clarify how much you don't love me. And in the third one, beni mi hiç sevmiyorsun? I'm trying to clarify whether you don't love at all me or somebody else. Okay, beni mi hiç sevmiyorsun? And you see here it was mu, right? At the beginning it was sevmiyor musun. Now when it changes the place, it becomes me here and me here. You see, mu change the place. It is transformed to me in the second one because hiç requires me and beni requires me, according to the Wobble Harmony. Beni mi hiç sevmiyorsun? You see intonation. Also pay attention to the intonation. It's very important because intonation somehow changes when you try to clarify something by changing the places of this mu, mi, mu, mu and place them in the other parts of the sentences. All right. Let's look at another sentence here. Saat 5'te kalkacak mısın? So will you get up at 5 o'clock, or are you going to get up at 5 o'clock? Okay. Future tense, right? Future tense, interrogative. Saat 5'te kalkacak mısın? 5 is 5, right? Saat 5'te kalkacak mısın? I'm asking whether you are going to get up or not. So I'm not sure whether you are going to get up or not. But therefore I'm asking, will you get up at 5 o'clock or not? Okay. While in the second part, saat 5'te mi kalkacaksın? Now I'm wondering whether you're going to get up at 5 or some other time. Okay, so I'm already sure you will get up, but I'm not sure when, at 5 or 6, for example. Therefore, I'm trying to clarify, saat 5'te mi kalkacaksın? Okay, now pay attention, first of all, that mısın, okay, mı became me here, right? That's already what you know. And kalkacak mısın becomes kalkacaksın, right? You just remove the question part and leave only the person ending, kalkacaksın. So mı became me and kalkacak mısın becomes kalkacaksın. Now pay attention to the fact that we cannot place this me after saat here, okay? We cannot put it after saat because that is meaningless. You cannot say, for example, will you get up at o'clock, right? Or at 5 o'clock or something else. 5 is time, it's already known, it's time, right? Therefore there is no variation for time or clock. Therefore, putting me here after saat, like this, right? Let me just change it and show you. If you want to say saat mı, right? Saat mı 5'te kalkacaksın. That's meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning in Turkish language because that's meaningless in English too, right? Saat mı 5'te kalkacaksın. I'm trying to clarify whether you are going to get up at 5 o'clock or watch. I don't know. It's meaningless, right? So just a note, changing the place of the question words is not always meaningful, okay? You change only to clarify the things. You change the place of the this question words mı, mi, mu, mu to make a kind of a clarification about something. And if it's not something meaningful clarification, you will not put that mı, mi, mu, mu in different part of the sentence, okay? So the purpose here is to change the place of the mı, mi, mu, mu is to give some kind of a clarification. We are wondering about something else, right? Because in the first sentences here, always, we are wondering about the action verb, right? Everywhere. This is about action verb. We are wondering whether you missed me, whether you are going to go, whether you don't love me, and whether you are getting, you will get up or not. In all other instances, in all other examples, now the clarification changes. The intonation changes, right? And therefore, what we want to clarify is now different. It's not about the verb anymore, it's about something else. Okay? So I don't have this. I'm done with my examples actually, but you can expand this as much as you like. Okay. For example, you can even use long sentences. Okay. Let me just think of a very long sentence for you as an example. For example, let's me. Yarın okula bizle erken or bizle gitmeyecek misin? Okay. So here we have 4 words now. We have action verb, right? Yarın okula bizle gitmeyecek misin? Aren't you going to go to school tomorrow with us? Okay. So you see, we have bizle additionally to school and tomorrow. Let's now have this me. We have question word me here, right? Me. Let's change the place of that me. So how do we do it? We take it and remove with this me here. Gitmeyeceksin. It becomes gitmeyeceksin. Bizle mi gitmeyeceksin. Now it becomes bizle mi gitmeyeceksin. Okay, it still is me because bizle is requiring me, not mı, mi, mu, other parts, other question words. So yarın okula bizle mi gitmeyeceksin means aren't you going we know that you are not going to go to school tomorrow, but is it with us or somebody else? Okay, so yarın okula bizle mi gitmeyeceksin? It means are you going to go with somebody else, or are you planning to not go with somebody else? Okay, what about changing next the further step? You can also change it, make it this here, you remove it here and put it here, right? Okula, now it becomes mı because okula requires mı, not me but mı. Yarın, right? Yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? It means we know that you will not go with us tomorrow, but are you not going to go with us tomorrow to school or to work? Okay, therefore we are trying to clarify whether it's school or something else. Yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? Yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? And last, you can also make it yarın mı, right? Sorry. Just a second. And you can make it like this. Okay. Yarın mı? Yarın mı okula bize gitmeyeceksin? Which means we are trying to clarify whether it is going to happen tomorrow or some other day. So if you are not going with us to school, is it going to happen tomorrow or some other day? Okay, let me again read all of these 4 sentences again for you to see the intonation difference. Okay, so the first sentence you spell it as yarın okula bizle gitmeyecek misin? Yarın okula bizle gitmeyecek misin? Okay, the second one is pronounced as yarın okula bizle mi gitmeyeceksin? Okay, now we put emphasis on bizle. Yarın okula bizle mi gitmeyeceksin? The third one is pronounced as yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? Yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? Okay? Yarın okula mı bizle gitmeyeceksin? And the last one is pronounced as yarın mı okula bizle gitmeyeceksin? Okay? Yarın mı okula bizle gitmeyeceksin? So emphasis here is on yarın. Okay? Here it's on yarın. In the third one it's on okula. In the second one it's on bizle. And in the first one it's the emphasis here is on gitmeyecek misin? Okay, so that's how we change, and you pay attention that we changed me to mı, okay, in the third and fourth sentences requiring the vowel harmony. So it can transform, to anything depending on the after which word you put that question word. If it's mu, it will be mu, okay. If it's me, it will require me, and you can be mu, right, or just mı. So you can basically play with the sentences and change the place of the question words mı, mi, mu, mu, place them in the different parts of the sentences in order to clarify that specific thing, okay, whatever is not clear to you. But don't forget 2 rules, okay, so you have to always to change this the verb itself. It has to be negative or just affirmative, and also when you shift this mı, mi, right, mı, mi, mu, mu, it has to be transformed according to the vowel harmony. That's basically it about today's lesson. Anything unclear, anything that you wonder about this lesson, anything that was not clear? Let me go back here. Okay, this is basically what we talked about, right? This 4 question words, they are always, by the way, written separately in Turkish language. Just a note. Don't forget they are always written separately in Turkish language. This auxiliary question words. And the last, if you really enjoyed the lesson, if you liked the lessons, please push that like button. That really is helpful for the channel. I really appreciate any kind of support. If you don't have any other questions, I'll stop the lesson for today and hope to see you in the next classes. Herkese iyi akşamlar. Görüşmek üzere. And by the way, I congratulate all the women on this day, right, on this International Day, International Women's Day, and I wish all the blessing, all the good things to women around the world. Enjoy the holiday. Have a nice day. Bye bye.